Lithuania this year are sending Donny Montell and I've been waiting for this night. He is a returning artist after competing in 2012 in Baku. Mikey, what are you thinking of this song after 10 long weeks of selection?
To be honest, I'm so grateful they picked this. I think it was like week 1 of the show, and someone was like, yeah, you've got to listen, Donny's back, you've got to listen to the song. I was never a Donny fan in Baku. I despise Love is Blind. I still think it's one of the worst Lithuanian entries to date. And I heard the song with not a lot of expectations, but instantly I was like, whoa. But the thing that got me was like, there is no way Lithuania are clever enough to send a song like this. And then as the selection went ahead, I heard that there were weeks he wasn't winning it. So I wasn't convinced this was actually going to win the national final, especially with a country like Lithuania who, they're just one of those you can't trust to do the right thing. So I was very pleasantly surprised that he actually won the national final. To be honest, there's not really a lot to compare it to, so it's not much given it this title. But I think this is easily Lithuania's strongest entry since they've been in the contest. It's just so instant, it's catchy. He's pretty easy on the eyes as well. The song is so memorable as well. Even after that first listen, it's so easy to remember how it goes. I think a lot of this is going to have to come down to the staging and how he does present the song. But I see no reason why Lithuania won't easily qualify in its semi-final. It's going in the easier of the two. It's a strong number. I can't see Lithuania failing to get to the final this year. In terms of the final, God knows, it's a very strong lineup this year and it will be a good final. But I actually think this has the contention to get Lithuania their second top 10 result. And I really hope it can, because I think it's amazing to see a country like Lithuania, who is so known for its bad results and poor entries. It's so nice to see them take a big step up and send something of this quality. I mean, Lithuania's been competing in Eurovision for almost 20 years now, and this is the first time they've ever sat in my top 10. The first time. I didn't wish Donny the best of luck in Baku at all, but I'm really hoping he does well in Stockholm.
I wish you did mention a bad entry since it's got flashbacks to 2014. Why?
Oh, is that attention?
Attention, the big high ponytail and the...
Oh.
Anyway, that's gone, thankfully. No, I put it as an obvious choice from January for me. Like, once we heard them all, I thought there's no way this is not winning, sort of thing. Still a decent enough singer. He's broken away from what people remember in 2012. He's completely changed, like completely different to how people will remember him. For the negatives of the song, I would say he does need backing vocalists throughout, or microphones need to be fixed, because I don't know if it's just Lithuania, but he either sounded quiet or his voice sounded weak. So that needs to be fixed, and that's, I think, partly because he was doing a lot of jumping around, and it was probably a bit too OTT. So I think that's where the backing vocals can help him, and he still wants to keep that energy and running around, and he's got a big enough stage to do that. So that'll work. I think it'll work because it is as I put, a generic loud pop song, as in it's in your face, it's memorable, but some people might...
When doesn't that do well at Eurovision?
Very, very true. And it's not many this year, so again, it will stand out. Like I said, it's definitely qualifying.
This has been drawn to go into the first half of the second semi-final, and I guarantee you this will open the second semi-final. I mean, it's a banger, and again, the title, I've been waiting for this night. I mean, this is quite literally the perfect song to actually either open the semi-final or the final.
Yeah.
And I just think it's going to leave such an impact. I think he'll easily get top 5 in the semi-final. If he could finish 4th in his semi-final in Baku, and that semi-final was a lot stronger than this one. He had to compete with Loreen, Zelko Joksimovic in his semi-final, and he still finished 4th, 4 years ago. So I have no reason to think he can't finish top 5 in his semi-final this year.
Yeah, like I said, it's a pretty obvious show opener. Even though Lithuania did open the second semi-final last year, they could easily use them again.
Absolutely.
But it's going through regardless of its place in the semi-final. It's got no issues about that. Again, in the final, it still will stand out. So I think it'll do fine. But here's the last question for you: is it better or worse than 2015 this time?
Much better. I like 2015, sorry. And to be honest, 2015 was my favourite Lithuanian entry to date until this one. I like that they went, they followed the whole Common Linnets thing with, a pop duo. I like the chemistry the two singers had. The kiss was fun, and Lithuania got a respectable result, that they didn't do too bad in Vienna, and I think they got a very deserved position. And it's nice to see again 2 years in a row they've gone for a serious entry. They want to do well. And for me, any country that at least puts in the minimal bit of effort has my respect. I do think this is a big step up, though, from this time. And I think this is going to do better.
Yeah, I agree. I prefer this song to this time. I didn't mind this time, but it just got a bit repetitive and irritating for me. And I wasn't a big fan of him, to be honest. And I still find it hilarious they missed their cue because they were too busy kissing in the final. That was hysterical, in my mind. But that's what we think on Lithuania. Good luck, Donny. And we'll see what happens in May for Lithuania. You know, we're expecting the final again.
Of course.